Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we have a fun-filled show.
We do.
All about Christmas.
Yay! It's my favorite.
It's your favorite time of year. I love Christmas, too.
It's
How can you
finally
not
here.
love it?
I know. I mean, it calms the soul. I just feel like it's all about peace and love and joy, and I just feel that during this season, and I love it.
Yeah, I really like everybody's really starting to get their lights and stuff out.
Yeah, there's so many cute houses that are all decorated in town, and Library Park in Florida looks beautiful.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, if you haven't been there.
I love that, actually.
Yeah, you should drive by at night if you haven't and see all the lights. And there's even places to get out and get your picture taken and have like a cute background.
Agreed.
And,
It's very nice. I like it too. I miss that we don't have it out at Charlie Brown Park, but at least we can all enjoy it right there in town.
Right.
Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. So kudos to the city of Florida for doing that.
Yeah, is it that or tourism? I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
I kind of thought it was tourism, but it might be
I think
the city.
it's the city that did it at Library Park, but I could be wrong.
Well, the tourism
It'd
has
be the
their
first time, but it could happen.
Well, I was probably wrong too. The tourism has their big weekend coming up, though.
Let's talk about the Kringle Market.
The Chris Kindle Market is coming, and that is this coming weekend, the 9th and the 10th and the 11th of December, and we're going to have an ice skating rink downtown.
It's the 8th night.
Oh, it's the 8th, 9th, and 10th? Okay,
yes,
8th, 9th, and 10th. And ice skating and fire pit.
Reindeer,
Santa, and
a
then
nice market.
And then
that's
the market.
Really neat.
The market is like this huge tent that is set up right down the middle of North Avenue, and it's full of vendors. Last year, the vendors were good.
The vendors were fantastic. I really knocked a lot of stuff off my list last year.
Yeah.
And I bought a lot of stuff for myself.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I can't help it.
No. So if you don't know about that, you should definitely come check that out, and then stick around because Saturday night and Sunday night we're having our children's play at Nostalgia Theater.
Children's Christmas play. We have worked so hard. It's so fun. We start this process. We do sign-ups on Apple Knocker and
start practicing in October.
Practicing about the third week of October and go every Monday and Tuesday night till this week.
These kids are ages 5 to 18. And that's a big range, but we have small parts that the little ones take, and then we have big parts that the older ones take, and it's just so fun because the kids love it and they work so hard. But it's really cool to see the older kids like mentoring the younger ones.
Oh,
don't
they're
you
so
think?
good with them.
They really are.
They're very good with them.
It's almost like we become a family for just a couple of months of the year. And
and these kids, what's great about these kids is they're like everybody's biggest fan. They're not competitive whatsoever.
No, And when one of them sings a song like at practice and like knocks it out of the park, you will hear everybody back behind the curtain cheering for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And whistling and just yelling and like, way to go. Yeah, you did great.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And so we look forward to building that program up even more. The more kids, the merrier. And
that's right.
We have a good time with them. And they're awesome kids, and pretty excited about that. That is Saturday night. The 9th at 7 o'clock at Nostalgia Theater, a.k.a. the Old Town Theater. And Sunday afternoon, late afternoon at 5 o'clock. We started doing it at 5 because our high school kids are so busy. They have their Christmas concert at 2. So then we have to give them time to get back and get ready for the play.
Tickets are $10 for an adult, $5 for a kid. I think ages 3 and under are free.
I think so.
And it's all the money goes to support Nostalgia Theater. Yeah,
we are still in the process of renovating. Need a roof, ceiling, floor, bit of bada boom.
Yep.
Just $150,000 maybe.
Yeah.
So
tickets are sold at the door. So if you'd like to support these kids and support the theater, come buy a ticket, see the show. If you want to just support the theater and you have $150,000, we'll take that too.
Yeah, tax time's coming, people. And somebody out there needs a tax write-off.
You might as well ask, right?
501c3. Yeah, we ask all the time. What is it? We have no. What do I want to say?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but we don't have it anymore.
We have no shame.
We have no shame.
We're not ashamed to beg.
We're not above begging. Oh, goodness.
Oh, shoot. But we do have a fun show planned today because we're going to talk about Christmas and we're going to talk about history and some
so fun stuff. I learned a lot on this one. I did learn a lot on this particular episode. I didn't realize how we all know Christmas is the birth of Christ, but I didn't realize how much all these things that we enjoy tied into I was absolutely surprised by that.
We'll get into that in a few
We
minutes.
will get into that.
Do we have an ad to start
We do
today?
have an ad. I picked a really cute ad today.
Okay, what do we got?
It's a Kodak ad.
Oh, I love Kodak.
A Christmas morning Kodak. Where there's a child, there the Kodak should be, as a means of keeping green the Christmas memories, or as a gift. It's a holiday delight. Kodak from $5 to $97.
Holy cow.
Brownie cameras, they work like a Kodak. $1, $2, $5. Kodak developing machines, $2 and $10. And Kodak was at Eastman Kodak Company in Rochester, New York.
Wow.
Isn't that cute, though? That little girl almost looks like she's terrified.
Yeah, she does. She's like, is that camera going to steal my soul?
Exactly.
But look, the stocking
I
is
love the
hung.
stocking, yeah.
Yeah. Is she in bed or on a couch?
I think she's
don't know.
in bed. Looks
Okay.
like there's a bed back there.
Yeah.
With her
She's
little
got her baby doll.
Yeah, I love that. Did you ever get a Polaroid or anything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, didn't we all have them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I remember. Oh my gosh, my cousin Buffy and I, we used to get about the same thing. That's the cousin. It's like your first best friend. And Buffy lives up in Chicago, and she's a pharmacist up there. And but we were little girls. We were inseparable. Every weekend was at my house or her house, and all weekend long. By Friday after school, we couldn't wait to be together. By Sunday, we hated each other, never want to see each other again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we had those. We both got those Kodak Polaroid. Like a ka-ching.
Yeah.
Shake that bitch.
No,
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
We did have a Polaroid in the house, but my camera was a little bitty one that you had to send off to be developed, and it was like shaped like a rectangle.
Almost like a harmonica.
Yes, that's what my camera looked like. And then later I had a little purple one, lavender.
Now we have pictures at our disposal with our phones and stuff, but how funny is it, though? Have you ever, cleaned out a drawer and found a roll of film?
Yes.
I found 20 rolls of film the other day. I have no idea what's on it. Is that still good?
Yeah, go get it developed. Take it to Walmart. Drop it off.
I think I may have to, because it's like, what is this?
You will probably crack up when you get those pictures back.
I probably will.
Yeah.
It will be interesting.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to cover here, so I say we just dive right in.
Okay, let's go
our first
for it.
commercial break.
Okay.
Okay, so this episode, which is episode 79, can you believe it? 79.
Yes, 79 already.
Why does it feel like it just started yesterday?
I don't know, but we're creeping up on a year.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing, and it's so much fun. So I got a little bit of the history of Christmas here. Okay. The early celebrations derived from the Roman and European festivals, marking the end of the harvest and the beginning of the winter solstice.
Yes, the winter solstice.
The winter solstice. Before it was called Christmas, it was called Saturnalia.
Of course.
How weird is that?
Saturnalia.
It was mid-December, and it's ancient Rome. How fun is that?
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Christmas comes from the Mass of Christ. Mass services is where you take communion and where Christians remember Jesus died and came back to life. So that's where the word Christmas comes. It's the Mass of Christ.
Okay.
Mass. So it should have been Mass Christ instead of Christmas. Maybe they wanted to put Christ before the Mass.
Yeah, I guess they did.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because it makes you, think about, where did the word Christmas come from? Well, it's the Mass of Christ.
Okay, well that was easy.
So, yeah, did you learn something new today?
I did. I've already learned something.
I've learned so much from this. It's kind of crazy. I wanted to do a few little fun facts here, okay, before we get going, and we'll talk about St. Nicholas himself.
Okay, yes.
Okay. 3 billion Christmas cards are mailed out every year in the U.S.
3 billion?
3 billion.
If that's how many is mailed today, how many do you think were mailed like 20 years ago when everybody did it?
I don't know. I thought 3 billion was a ton. I don't know, but
it is a lot.
Jim used to do them all the time. I never did it because I have the ugliest handwriting.
I don't think hardly anybody does it anymore. So I'm honestly surprised it's 3 billion.
Yeah, 3 billion cards
was that
in the
number
US a
from
year.
Like now?
It was. I think it was just recent, like 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. A pretty recent Google search.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of a weird. I don't do them anymore.
Nope,
I
neither.
never did them. Jim was. Oh my gosh, when we first got married, that's he
loved
did
it.
and we got a ton. And,
Well, I will say I enjoy getting them, especially
Yeah.
ones that have photos of families and their kids are getting bigger and stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
But like I have learned like over the years like to control what I do during the season because and I start with my no commitment November and then I kind of follow that into December, but I have to say no to a lot of things because I'm just so busy and it steals my joy if I'm too busy.
Yeah.
So some
And
things I
that's
have to
a
say
lot.
no to, and the Christmas cards, that was one thing I could easily say no to because I didn't have time and it's just one, and they're expensive. It's just one
It is
more
expensive.
corner I can cut to save money at Christmas.
Well, I think so too, and it's just like you're talking. You send out 50 Christmas cards. I mean, it is expensive. Post is expensive. You got over probably $25 in postage, and it's literally that's cute, and eventually it all gets thrown away.
Right.
Yeah, I am a cheap card buyer. I am a go to Dollar General and get one for 50 cents person. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay, keep going.
Christmas trees have been sold since the year 1850 in the States. Do you know how long okay, so this kind of makes me sad for the real Christmas tree people, and I know you're one of those right now.
Well, I am, but not by choice. It's my kid's choice.
It
Get a
takes
fake one.
15 years to grow the average Christmas tree. 15 years for the average Christmas tree to grow and about 5 seconds to chop it down. That kind of made me sad. I kind of just turned into President Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I don't know, I just thought that was kind of sad.
But people do, it's more like a farm,
True,
So
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not really like going out in the wild and cutting them. They're growing them as a crop
Right.
to sell. So that's a little different.
The first state to celebrate Christmas,
Alabama,
Alabama,
good for them.
1836. The last state to finally put it on their docket, Oklahoma in 1907.
Oklahoma. Huh?
Make it a holiday. Okay, here we go. 35 million living trees are sold yearly in the U.S.
Wow.
35 million trees are sold. Holiday purchases are 1/6 of a yearly retail sales, which that's not a surprise. White Christmas, your favorite, by Irving Berlin, is the best-selling record of all time.
Really?
All time. Number one best-selling record of all time is White Christmas with over 100 million sales worldwide.
Wow. That
So
makes
there
me
you
happy.
go, Beth.
Yeah.
And all gifts of the 12 days of Christmas would equal 364 gifts. Fun
wow.
facts.
I've always tried to do the math on that.
Well, there you go.
364. That'll save me some brain cells. Thank you.
We're going to come right back with some more origins of Christmas and the things we celebrate right after this commercial break.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Give me a little lumber.
Doors.
paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh, yeah. Give me all your guns, too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we are doing a fun show of Christmas facts.
That's right.
And we just had some fun things that we figured out. Now we're going to talk a little bit about all the things that we enjoy. Before we go on,
Yes.
Beth, since Beth is a Christmas lover of all,
Uh-huh.
what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
It's really hard for me to say because, like, I love that it's Jesus' birthday, so that's important to me. But I also love the music.
I like the music,
I mean,
too.
I could listen to the music, and I do all year round. And the movies, I have my favorites, and I love the Hallmark Christmas Channel. So, like, all of those make it feel like the season to me. But I also love wearing red every day. I don't know. I love everything about it. I love to make Christmas quilts. Like, my kids are
And
like,
by the way,
stop making Christmas
That's
quilts.
beautiful.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful quilt
Thank
that
you.
looks fantastic with there. I love that. I like
Thanks.
that one better than the last one.
Yeah.
And I like the last one, but that one is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that
So my kids are like, there's so much Christmas fabric in this house. Like, could you make a quilt that's not Christmas? I'm like, I could try, but
You could try, but I'm not into it.
I'm not into it. So I don't know. That's a hard question. What's your favorite part?
I do love the music because I do listen to Christmas music all year long. My favorite thing about Christmas is, and my favorite decoration is those ceramic Christmas trees.
Oh,
It's
yes.
just got the old ones.
Yeah, those-
I've got like 2 or 3 of those things, and I love them.
Love
And
those.
I haven't put them out yet.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my gosh! I just
you need
realized.
to get on it.
Well, when we
Yeah.
once this Christmas play's done, I'm gonna get everything out. But yeah, seriously, I love those. I even got a white one. I love those things.
I love those too. Yeah, my grandma had one of those when I was a little girl. Love
I
them.
love those too.
They're so vintage and they just bring you back, you know?
And I love.
Christmases of the past.
I have Jim's grandmother, Stella Cabay. She's passed away now, but she owned a restaurant in Chicago, and I've got her like the tree goes in and it plays music and twirls.
Oh,
And
that's
it's gold.
cool. Like a base
It's a base that your tree goes in
For a
You
real
put-
tree?
For a real tree, but I
that
put my
you'll never use.
I put my fake one in there though,
Oh, okay, good.
and then it spins and it plays music.
Uh-huh.
I love that thing.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good find.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
that's
find.
neat that you have that because I don't.
Yeah.
Do they even make those anymore?
You can get cheap ones. Yeah, you can get cheap ones because Stella's kind of because it is made for a bigger like a tree trunk. So it's like, and with my OCD, that drives me crazy. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
So let's talk a little bit about
Santa.
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
Okay, so the legend of Santa Claus can go back hundreds of years to a monk named Saint Nicholas. So Saint Nicholas was a real man, and he was born around AD 280. Okay, so AD 280. That's way
That's like
back.
the year 280
280 years after Christ.
after Christ.
Okay, in Petara near Myra, but that is in modern day Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
So if you all know where Turkey is, then this is where St. Nicholas came from, which for some reason I thought he came from like up north, like Norway or somewhere.
I did too. I was surprised when I
Yeah.
read that too. But we're taking that cruise next year. And I'm going to be in Turkey. I'm going to find out where Saint Nick was.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
good.
visit me some.
Okay,
I'll bring you back a Santa.
He was near Myra.
Okay, I'm going to go find it.
Okay, St. Nicholas. We actually have a picture of him. If Ty wanted to pull that up, here is that him? No. There we go. I'm like, that's not him.
He looked like a president.
There's St. Nicholas, okay?
Excuse me.
So this man was much admired for his piety and kindness, and he became the subject of many legends. So let's just take a look at he's got the rosy cheeks.
The white
He's
beard.
got the white beard. He looks rather unhappy, but I think he was really a happy person and liked to help people. But
Right.
this is just an artist rendering.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is said that he gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and the sick. So, okay, thanks, Ty. He basically any dollar that he ever had, he gave away.
He gave it away.
He didn't keep anything, and his mission was to help the poor and the sick. So one of the best known St. Nicholas stories is about the time that he saved 3 poor sisters from being sold into slavery or prostitution. So the parents were going to have to sell their 3 kids into slavery because they had no money and they had no dowry, so no one could marry them. So back then you had to have a dowry, and they didn't have one. So what St. Nicholas did was he provided the father with a dowry money for each of them so that they could all be married and not have to go into slavery.
And we're going to talk about stockings later. This is where the stockings come in.
Oh, okay.
It really is, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, over the course of many years, Nicholas's popularity spread, and he became known as the protector of children and sailors. And then his feast day is celebrated on the anniversary of his death, which is December the 6th. And this was traditionally considered a lucky day to make large purchases or get married. So by the time you watch this show, it is going to be past December the 6th. But for Stacey and I, we are filming this on December the 5th. That means tomorrow is December the 6th, Stacey.
It's St. Nicholas's birthday.
Neither one of us can go get married, but we can make a large purchase.
We can make a large purchase.
Let Jim know.
Jim, early wine, you need to make a large purchase. Maybe particularly for this ring finger.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay,
Yeah.
so by the Renaissance, St. Nicholas was the most popular saint in Europe. So, okay, so then let's...
His wealth came. His father was a rich wheat merchant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's where
That's
his
how he
wealth,
got all the money.
That's where his wealth came from, was from his father. He was a rich wheat merchant.
Okay, so he sold the wheat.
He sold the wheat, yeah.
So he wasn't a farmer, but he sold the wheat.
He was the merchant.
He was the kind of the middleman, kind of like the grain elevators around here, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's skip ahead a little bit on Sinterklaas and when he came to New York.
Okay.
So St. Nicholas made his first inroads into American popular culture by about the middle of the 18th century. So that's like the 1700s. He starts showing up in America. In December 1773 and again in 1774, a New York newspaper reported that groups of Dutch families had gathered to honor the anniversary of his death. So they're getting together in December, honoring his death, and people are like, "What's going on?" Because some people knew about him, some people didn't. The name Santa Claus evolved from Nick's Dutch name, which is Sinterklaas. And that is a shortened form of Sint Nicolaas, which is Dutch. And then in 1804, John Pintard, a member of the New York Historical Society, he started distributing little cutout wood things shaped like St. Nicholas at the annual meeting for the Historical Society. And the background of the engraving contains the images of Santa like we're used to seeing him now. So this is kind of the beginnings of his image with stockings filled with toys and fruit and hung over a fireplace.
Well, do you want me to show that picture?
Yeah.
Let's show the picture of the Santa that we all recognize. There's what we recognize as Santa.
Yes.
Still with the rosy cheeks and the beard and the happiness.
Yep. A little bit different than
A little
St. Nicholas.
different than St. Nicholas.
You know, I like it.
I love Santa.
I love Santa,
I love that
too.
picture, too.
So then let's keep going. So in 1809, Washington Irving, does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Washington Irving helped to popularize the Sinterklaas stories when he referred to St. Nicholas as the patron saint of New York in his book, The History of New York. As the prominence grew, Sinterklaas was described as everything from a rascal, some called him a rascal, with a blue three-cornered hat. Have you ever seen him with a blue three-cornered hat? That sounds like Pirate Santa.
No.
Matey. Yeah, he had a blue three-cornered hat, a red waistcoat, and yellow stockings.
Okay,
He was described as that. He was
1980s
also
Santa.
described as a man wearing a broad-brimmed hat and a huge pair of Flemish trunk hose. Is that like Lederhosen, Linder? Well, I don't know what that is. So
what? That's crazy.
So those are earlier versions, okay?
Huh.
So then let's fast forward a little bit.
Wow.
Around 1820 to the 1840s, newspapers started creating separate sections for their holiday ads. And in those holiday ads, there were pictures of Santa. So this is starting to spread the image that we just saw. Okay, that's in the early 1800s to mid 1800s. In 1841, there was a store in Philadelphia, and they started advertising that they had a life-size Santa model. So I don't think it was a real man. It was just like a life-size Santa doll.
Okay.
So that began to attract the children, which attracted the parents, which increased the sales at this department store. And so then they started advertising a peek that they had you could take a peek at the real Santa Claus, a live one. And that's kind of where the men dressed as Santa, not the real Santa, in case there's any kids watching. Sometimes in stores they have men that dress up like Santa just to help the real Santa.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the helpers started showing up around that time. And then this is also around the time that the Salvation Army started putting men dressed as Santa to collect money for the Salvation Army. And they actually used unemployed men off the street to do that.
Really?
And it doesn't say whether they paid them, but I'm assuming they might have, but it was for charity. So maybe they're like, hey, bum, on the corner.
Hey,
no, you're
dress
not
up
doing
like
it.
Santa.
I know you're not doing anything, so I need you to put this suit on and hold this.
I don't know.
Basket.
That's
I don't
kind of
know.
interesting. That would be a fun fact to try to figure out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you have?
Okay, I have a lot of stuff here.
Oh, yeah, I have a little bit more we could go into, too, about the about St. Nicholas if we wanted to get into the night before Christmas story.
It's whatever you want to do.
Oh, let's do that because it
Let's
ties
just
in.
do that.
Okay.
It ties into Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and then we'll knock out the others.
So in 1822, a man named Clement Clark Moore, he was an Episcopal minister. He wrote a long Christmas poem for his three daughters entitled, and I didn't realize that this was the original title, An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas.
Oh, so
That's the original title. I don't know if you knew that. I didn't.
I didn't know
I
that.
feel like I know. I can almost recite the whole entire
Yeah.
thing from memory. I didn't know that.
That's
Anyway,
interesting
more
fact.
popularly known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
little rolls off the tongue a little
Well,
sweeter.
and that's the first line of the poem. So, sometimes songs even get changed. Like you might title a song one thing, but
Right.
people retitle it after they sing it a lot. I don't know. Anyway, so this poem helped popularize the now familiar image of Santa, and it created a new and immediately popular American icon. So everyone was kind of knowing Santa pictures from the ads. It was like maybe here in the middle in the 1800s, and then after he wrote this "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," the Santa image and everything went whoop, way up. Like everybody was into Santa. So in 1881, a political cartoonist, Thomas Nast, drew on Moore's poem, and he kind of was the illustrator a little bit of this poem, and he created the first likeness that matches our modern image of Santa Claus.
Let's take a quick break,
Okay.
and we will come right back with more of this interesting fun facts.
Okay.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online bank, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking about all things Christmas.
That's right.
And I just finished talking about Santa Claus Claus and the history of that. But what do you got?
You know, was looking about lots of things that we love during Christmas, you know, and so I started writing down some things, and I'm going to tell you what, candy canes is the most interesting fact. It's not just a candy.
No. It's symbolism.
It is symbolism. Candy canes were started in our country here, 1847, Worcester, Ohio, made by August Grimgard, a German-Swedish immigrant. Candy canes date back to 1670, Cologne, Germany. A lot of stuff Christmassy I found goes back to Germany. Very much so. A choir master handed out sugar sticks to children. So you've got this German man. He is a choir master, which means he's running a children's choir. To keep the children quiet, he had candy canes made. It is, and it's biblical. This man. It is shaped like the staff used by shepherds caring for their sheep. So the candy canes, we all know how a candy cane is shaped. This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
So you've noticed on your candy canes there are 3 little skinny red stripes, and there's one large stripe. The 3 small stripes represents the scourging of Jesus he received on the road to Gethsemane. The large red stripe, the symbol for that is the blood Jesus bled for our sins.
Wow.
On the candy canes. And I've never noticed that. When you get a candy cane, there are the little skinny ones.
Traditionally, they were all like that. These days, some are different with the stripes. But yeah, I've heard this before, but it gives me chills every time.
It just gave me chills too. So like the Lord, which is literally for the blood that Jesus shed. I had no idea about that till I read that story. I thought that was really, really interesting. I knew the shepherd staff, but I didn't realize about the 3 stripes on the candy cane. Very interesting. Let's talk a little bit about, I got a picture of candy cane. There's my candy cane, and this candy cane is nothing like we just talked about.
No, that just has the one stripe, but that's a cute image.
But I guess if you got to have the one big stripe, it is the blood of Christ.
Right, it's the important one. Yes. So
it is a cute little candy cane.
Yeah, and I read something else, like the red color represents the blood, and the white represents the purity of the lamp. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
There's some significance to the peppermint too. Peppermint is for cleansing.
Oh.
So that's why.
Did not know that.
That's why they're peppermint, because it represents cleansing.
Okay.
How
that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you wonder. Well, the flag, our American flag, that's the red and the white. What's the red and white? Because
the red stands for valor.
Valor.
The white for purity. And then the blue for justice.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered if, Betsy knew a little, when she put that together.
Yeah,
I love our flag.
those colors were requested by George Washington to Betsy Ross, and that's what he wanted, and those are the reasons that he wanted them. And just to go into my little Betsy Ross spiel,
I knew
because I do
Betsy Ross.
I play Betsy Ross every year at the Kids Cemetery Tour for Veterans Day. But the stars, the 13 stars, are in a circle representing each of the 13 original colonies, but they're in a circle because George Washington did not want one of them to stand above the other. He wanted them all to be equal, and in a circle, there's equality. That's why they're in a circle.
I didn't know that. Another little fun fact on
you never know what I'm going to pull out of here. I'll tell you that. So,
but I love the thing on candy canes.
Yeah.
Christmas trees.
cool.
We're going to talk a little bit about
Okay.
Christmas trees. Germany, once again, Germany. 1419. A guild in Freiburg put up a tree and decorated it with apples. The Christmas tree, and I've got a picture of Christmas tree too, which I love this picture that I found for Christmas trees. Christmas tree symbolizes eternal life.
Oh.
Yeah, show that picture for us,
Okay.
please, hon. Yeah, and
that's pretty.
Yeah,
Yes.
so the whole purpose, because it symbolizes eternal life.
Okay.
It also symbolizes the birth of Jesus, and because it is eternal life, so it's the birth of Jesus, and the branches are viewed as an emblem of immortality, and symbolize the crown of thorns worn by Christ to the cross.
Okay.
See?
There is symbolism there. I think that one's a little bit of a stretch, but maybe
the crown.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It's
here's
itchy.
So here's what I'm thinking. The very first Christmas tree, you said they decorated with apples.
Apples.
And it was probably some woman, and she's like, "Okay, I'm going to decorate this tree with apples." And what would her husband have said? "You're what?
You're what? I thought we were going to make a pie out of that apple."
You got all these apples, and you're going to hang them on a tree? It's not even the apple tree. It's a different tree.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I can hear that
I
conversation.
bet that
now.
conversation did happen.
Probably did.
But it's like, because if you look at every hymnal you have, "Oh Christmas tree,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches."
Which I know the original version in German.
Are you going to sing it?
No, I am not. But
yeah. So it's like okay, so I never really thought the symbolism of it. So, but yeah, that's what I found. It's like
again, back to Germany.
Back to Germany.
Yep, they love their Christmas. Okay, what
They
else do you
did.
have?
We talked a little bit about stockings.
Yeah.
So back in the day, when people would wash their stockings out, they hung them by the chimney to dry. So stockings were automatically hung in front of the chimney so they could dry out because nobody wants to put on wet socks.
Right.
Okay. So the story you were talking about, it goes back to St. Nicholas, but the story of the three young ladies who were poor and didn't have their dowry, so they were going to be sold into slavery. This is where the chimney comes into place. Okay. They say one of the stories that I found is that St. Nicholas, in order for people, a lot of people were too proud to receive their gifts, so they said that St. Nicholas would drop things down the chimney.
I'd be afraid they'd burn up in the fire.
Right? But that's what they say. So I don't know how well that's just my Google
Okay.
search,
Okay.
But they did say that, and how the stockings came, the three young lasses who needed to be married, St. Nicholas threw gold coins down and they landed in the stockings of the girls. That's where the whole myth of stockings comes from. That would be quite the stretch because it'd have to go
Be going
down
and back down.
But
a little bit of a stretch there.
St. Nicholas is magical. I
Yeah,
mean, you
right,
know,
right.
so St. Nicholas, who knows? But that's the whole premise of the stocking.
Okay.
Which,
Interesting.
My favorite thing about when I was a little girl, there could be 1,000 presents under that tree. I would go right to my stocking. I loved my stocking.
I always loved my stocking too.
My favorite thing. My sisters
I
will
still
tell
have
you
the
the
same
thing.
stocking that I used since I was born.
Oh, I wish I had mine. I don't know what my mom did with mine.
Mine's crocheted.
I would love to have that. You still put it up?
Oh yeah, it's at my mom's house. It's not at my house.
She won't give it to you?
I mean, if I asked her, she would. But I'm not going to ask her. It belongs there.
Yeah.
But when my parents are gone, then I'll
Yeah.
take it. But no, for now,
I
it
don't.
belongs-
I do have my Easter basket that I had when I was a little girl, but no, I don't know where my stocking's at. But I loved my stocking. So that's just a fun little thing on St. Nicholas putting coins in there, because that's a really sad story about the girls. You know, if you don't have money, then you can't get married. That's crazy. Found some interesting facts on. Show my picture of my stockings there. This is what I want my stocking to look like.
Oh yeah.
I love this little picture of stockings.
Yes.
Look at little Santa
Yeah,
Claus
that's
hanging out
pretty.
top. So cute. I do believe that the white should have been in the middle, but that's just me. The picture.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm like, who arranged that
I
photo?
would have put the white in the middle, but hey.
And yeah, okay.
I'm okay. Now, my next little tidbit I found out, snowmen.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Snowmen. Where would you think snowmen originated from?
Germany?
No.
Like everything else?
No. This is crazy. 7th century northern China.
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 Jeez. Everything's made in China.
Listen to this. Well, it makes sense now because followers of Buddha were giving a blessing to build his sculpture from snow.
Oh.
Maybe that's where we get the
roundness.
The roundness, yeah.
Okay.
Snowmen are a seasoned spirit of blessings and joy. So basically, it comes from apparently Buddha would bless you if you made a ginormous sculpture of him out in the. So that's where the snowman comes.
Interesting.
Right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Really kind of crazy, right? Let's talk a little bit, and then I'll talk a little bit. Oh, wait, I better finish this.
Okay.
Fun facts about snowmen.
Okay.
Michelangelo was obsessed with snowmen.
Really?
Michelangelo made snowmen all the time. He loved snowmen.
Okay.
Frosty the Snowman was made in the year 1969, which is probably my favorite.
Love it.
I love Frosty. I love them old.
Me too. I
them
love all
old
the old
cartoons.
ones, but
That's
Frosty is
ones I
the best
watch.
one out of all of them.
Get this. The biggest snowman ever made was made in Maine in the year 2008. It was 13 million pounds of snow.
How'd they weigh it?
I don't know. They're just guessing. Come on. Stop it, Jim.
Okay.
122 foot tall. 27-foot long pine limbs for his arms. Car tires shaped the mouth. And that snowman did not completely melt till July that year.
I wish we had a picture.
In Maine.
We'll have to see if Ty can Google that while we're on break.
2008 snowman. Well, first of all, let me show you the cute little snowman I found.
Okay.
Here's my snowman.
Oh, that's a perfect one. I love that.
He is cute, and I
Yeah.
hope we get a lot of snow.
I hope we do too.
I hope we get a lot of snow this year. I'm going to be really disappointed.
I hope we get a lot of snow, but it
isn't he
doesn't-
just cute? He's like,
Yeah.
hi. Don't you just want to go up and kiss him?
Yeah, I like how they put the hand up waving and then put
Me
the mid-
too.
I'm going to keep that in mind for my future
For
snow
your
creation.
future snowman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, so that was an interesting. It did not melt. Of course, we're talking
Okay.
Maine. Did not melt till July.
Wowzers.
So that's my interesting facts on snowman. And before we
Okay.
go to commercial break, we're going to go to ornaments.
Okay, well, I think Ty found us a picture.
Oh, did he find
I
a
think
picture?
so. Let's see.
Is that it, Ty?
Okay, we'll get to it in a minute. He might have found it. Let's talk about ornaments.
Ornaments. Guess where they originated?
Germany.
Germany.
Thank you, Germany, for
Thank you, Germany.
all of these wonderful things
Hans
you've
Grenier
contributed.
made glass ornaments in the 1800s. And that's when they were first manufactured. They were glass. They were hand-blown glass ornaments.
Wow,
And
but they were beautiful.
$25 million worth of ornaments are sold every year
What's
in the
your
United
favorite
States.
ornament?
On
your tree?
Favorite ornament?
My favorite one is a little gold. Like in the early 80s, they had these little gold ones that you could pick out at the mall, and then you had it engraved. Mm-hmm. And mine's a little girl angel. Mm-hmm. And then and it says at the bottom in like some kind of script that's kind of messy, it says, to Beth. And then on the back, it says, from Jessica S., 1983. I was 4 years old, and that is the year that I met my lifelong best friend, Jessica Hall. You've met her. We went. Where'd we go together?
I can't
Jesse?
remember.
She was also in my wedding picture. She was the bridesmaid. Yeah. She has been my best friend since we were 4, and that is what she gave me for Christmas that year, and I hang it on my tree every year.
Huh.
She lives in Pope County, Illinois, so she's a couple hours away, and I just don't get to see her as much as I like to, but I love that ornament.
Well, I don't have an ornament but I do have. I bought a bunch of them. They're little bitty wine bottles full of wine that they're pretty cute.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to take a commercial break.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Royal King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Royal King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We're talking about Christmas.
Our favorite ornaments.
We are.
Yours
Yes.
is very sentimental. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I have kept all of my, when the boys were little, like the Hallmark ornaments with like all the Spider-Man and all that stuff. They got new ornaments every year, and I literally have almost every single ornament that they made at school.
I wondered about
in
that.
a box. I've still got
do
everything.
Do you use it? Do you do a tree that has that
I
stuff
used
on it?
to when the boys were little and they were home. I always decorated their own tree, but I haven't gotten it out now. And that stuff's all, I kept all those.
Mm-hmm. My kids are still at home, so our tree is the traditional family tree that has colored lights and it has all of the ornaments the kids have made. Not all of them because we don't have a huge tree, but a lot of their favorite ornaments from their childhood and stuff. And then we've also started throwing in like some random crazy ornaments. So like we have a little tiny bottle of Hidden Valley ranch dressing ornament because we all love ranch dressing so much. We have other crazy stuff, but anyway.
It's like you found the ornament that's in it or you made it?
We bought it at Hobby Lobby, I think.
Okay.
But apparently ranch dressing is important to a lot of people.
Ranch dressing is very important.
So they made it an ornament.
Why wouldn't you?
You should.
You can find an ornament out of everything now.
I'm not sure why I don't have a Heinz ketchup ornament.
Dude, that would be mine. I love ketchup. Yum,
but
yum,
anyway.
Yum.
So we have our theme in all one color. I did that before I had kids, and that was a great time in my life. But I really love our trees now better because
it's just fun.
It's just fun.
It's just who you are.
It's just fun. It's who I am.
So let's talk a little bit about caroling.
Caroling.
So
when I started down the road about caroling, I kind of ran into another little thing too I'm going to talk about. But
what's your favorite Christmas carol?
Oh Holy Night.
That's mine too.
And my favorite version of it is by John Barry. He's a country singer from the 90s. It's on YouTube, John Barry's version of Oh Holy Night. It's amazing.
Oh Holy Night's my favorite too.
Yeah. Okay. So, odds are good that you have never heard the word wassail. Stacey and I actually heard it the other day because we did a wassail toast at a madrigal that we attended, which was amazing, and
super fun.
I could talk the whole rest of the show today about that, but I'm not. That was in Palestine. But wassail, it comes from the Old Norse word for veshael, which translates to be well and in good health. So in the early days of England, people would travel from house to house and use the saying as a way of wishing good fortune on their neighbors. But the sayings of good wishes eventually morphed into a song. And the song was called Here We Come Wassailing. Okay? My radio in my car is tuned to the XM station Holiday Traditions 24/7 unless my kids get in the car and they try to change it. But today, on the way to the studio, guess which song was on the radio when I turned it on? Here We Come Wassailing. Yes, it was. It was on.
I don't know if I've ever heard it.
You have, actually, because even though they called it that on my screen, today the tune is better known by another name called We Wish You a Merry Christmas. It's the same song.
It is.
Different title. Here we come a wassailing, and we wish you a Merry Christmas.
We did the little kids. My grandson Jack's kindergarten, pre-K play was today, and they did "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." And I'm telling you what, Beth, all them kids, we wish you a Merry Christmas. They loved it.
Yes, that's always the.
We should go with sailing.
Yeah. So, Ty, did I have a picture of carolers?
I love caroling.
No, that's okay. We can go to he's got the snowman picture ready. Let's bounce back to that real quick.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that probably does weigh 13 billion pounds.
I guess they just, so they probably knew.
Because look at the
about
tractor.
how many pounds they used, and then they probably weighed 1 pound of the snow they used, and that's how they came up with the number. But, yeah, and it's like they made a little steps up to it.
Yeah, you'd almost have to, wouldn't you? How are you going to get up there?
So what was the height of that thing again?
122.
I wonder how tall our water tower is in Flora, or an average water tower height.
I don't know, but look at him. He literally has trees as arms.
Yeah.
And tires for his eyes and his... Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very cool. Okay, thank you, Ty. We'll go back to caroling. Okay, so in the earliest days, wassailing involved people going house to house giving out well wishes. But in some places, the word wassail was also commonly used to describe a hot and thick spiced beverage given to travelers during the winter to keep them warm. And so that was a medieval spiced drink, and it is the great-great-great-grandfather of a modern classic eggnog. We drank wassail at the thing we went to. It was a hot apple cider is what we used, and it was delicious.
It was, because I usually don't like apple cider, but it was good.
Yeah. Singing remained separate from Christmas until St. Francis of Assisi began incorporating familiar sayings and songs of well wishes in his Christmas services. He encouraged the members of his church to embrace music during the holiday season. So his method was a hit. People started singing more at Christmas. And since they were going out wassailing anyway, wishing people Merry Christmas, and then they just started to sing while they were out. And it became a staple activity in holiday celebrations. But in 2017, it was reported about 16% of Americans went caroling.
That's a lot of caroling.
16%? I mean, I think in the old days it was probably a lot higher.
A lot higher.
Yeah, but anyway, okay, so when I started thinking about caroling, I remembered this story from a past cemetery tour, and I think we might have touched on it a little bit.
We may have.
On another episode, but I'm going to say it again today.
It's an amazing story.
It's really cool. There's a man named Jonathan Spillman. He is buried in Elmwood Cemetery in Flora, Illinois. And some people would call him the most famous person buried at Elmwood. Because sometimes we get that question, is there anyone famous buried at the cemetery that you do this at?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple people that are somewhat famous, but he may be considered the most famous, and it is all connected to Christmas and to caroling. He wrote the Christmas song, Away in a Manger. There's a couple different versions of Away in a Manger. Two tunes. He wrote one of them. He wrote the music, not the lyrics.
Yeah.
So he wrote the music to Away in a Manger.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head.
That's the version that he wrote the music to. Yeah. So he was from Kentucky. He was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer?
He was a lawyer, and he quit being a lawyer to become a minister at the age of 46. So he was also a composer, and of course. So he was doing all of these things, but at 46, he was like, you know what? I'm not going to be a lawyer anymore. I'm going to be a minister. His first wife died of an illness, and then he remarried, and his bride was the niece of President Zachary Taylor.
Wow.
So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool fun fact. I didn't realize he was a lawyer.
He lived from 1812 to 1896. And we have a picture of him that Ty
already showed
a minute ago as St. Nicholas, but it is not.
That's not. This is the gentleman.
This is Jonathan Spillman. So he was from Kentucky, but he settled down in Clay County, and he was a composer and a minister, and he wrote Away in a Manger. So next time you drive through Elmwood and it's Christmas time, you should listen to his tune, Away in a Manger.
Very nice. Dr. Bunnell played him in the cemetery tour one time. It was so cute because, the cemetery tour, you just do small skits. And, gosh, I love Dr. Bunnell. I miss him so much. We worked together on so many Depot shows. And he was so funny because he came up to me. He said, "Stacey, should I sing the entire song?" And I'm like, "No, Doc, just maybe the beginning couple verses."
Yeah.
He wanted to sing the entire song. It's like, well, you got to tell the story too, Doc. Well, he was the cutest little thing.
Oh, he was.
But
Everybody loved him.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are some really interesting. I hope our viewers learned a few things.
I hope so too. But I mean, you asked what my favorite part of Christmas was, and I think it's just I love everything to be traditional.
Yeah.
And I love all of the memories. Like I talked about my ornament, and I mentioned my stocking, which was crocheted by my mom's friend, Martha Peters. Some of you may remember her. She's long since passed away. But that is something that is special that someone made, and just things like that you bring out once a year, and you have all these memories.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favorite thing about the season.
Yeah, I love Christmas too. And you can think back when you was a little child, and then you have your children, and then it's fun again, and then you have grandchildren. It's even funner. They're so fun, and yeah, we took them this last weekend. We went and did the Polar Express with Jack and Joanna. I don't have to make Mac because he has children, but I make Connor go. But he loved it. He got to hang out with his niece and nephew, and and Jack adores Connor, and it was really fun. We went over to St. Louis, and it was magical. I loved St. Louis with this. We've done both sides, over in Indiana. We've done St. Louis, and St. Louis Union Station knocks it out of the park. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Sounds fun. Maybe I'll do that one day.
I think you should when you get grandchildren.
Okay.
Because it's awesome, and the cookies they give you are fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I literally steal them off all the table.
Yeah, I still have Christmas cookies at my house. So this past weekend was the Christmas cookie walk at the Catholic Church.
Oh, I missed it.
Which was amazing. I got
it.
great cookies from there. But then Malia, my oldest, went to St. Charles. And she went to that Grandma's Cookies. Have you ever been to that?
No.
If you're in St. Charles, there's a place called Grandma's Cookies. Their cookies are like this thick and like this big around. They're amazing. She brought us home a whole box.
Really?
They are
they
so
heavily
good.
iced? Because you know how I feel about my icing.
No, at least the ones she got didn't have icing, but they didn't need it.
They probably didn't need it.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, what do you got to end the show on? Words to live by.
Let's Words to Live By here by Zig Ziglar.
Okay, we've quoted him before.
We have. I like him. You never know when a moment and a few sincere words can have an impact on a life. And that is true. I try to put this, I don't care what kind of mood I'm in, no matter what's happening. When I go out into an area where there is going to be a lot of people, I smile, I say hello to every single person I come in contact with. Because it is amazing how many people just are going through life and having
they need
moments.
A smile.
They need a smile, and it'll just change. Just saying hello to somebody will change your,
make you feel better.
Make you feel better, and so just always try to be happy, no matter what you're going through. Put a smile on your face, and but that's true. You could just impact somebody's day. Absolutely.
Sure. This was a fun episode.
I loved this episode. This was a great one.
I love Christmas.
I love Christmas too. And we're done, sister.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us on By the Way with Beth and Stacey. You can always catch us on YouTube or on Wabash Channel 100, of course, daily at 11 a.m. Like and follow us on Facebook, and we will see you next time.
God bless you. Have a great day.